Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, this is Dan Marino.
Hi, this is Larry Zonka.
Hi, I'm Zach Thomas of the Miami Dolphins.
This is Mark Super Duper.
I'm John Offerdahl.
This is Paul Warfield.
Hi, this is Nick Bonacani. This is Jake Scott.
Gary Premian.
Dick Anderson.
Larry Little.
Mercury Morris.
Tom Vigorito.
This is Don Strock.
Don Nottingham.
Hey, this is A.J. Dewey.
Otto Stowe. Mike Colon. Doug Cruzan from the 1972 undefeated Miami Dolphins.
This is Marlon the Magician Briscoe.
This is Mark Ingram.
And Jim Crash Jensen.
This is Don Shula, and I listen to the Pat Cotello Show.
It's the Miami Dolphins Legend Show with Pat Cotello. Join us now as we talk Dolphins football, or call in live with your questions or comments. And now, here's your host, Pat Cotello.
Okay, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 15th season of the Miami Dolphins Legend Show. I'm your host, Pat Cotello, and I will be joined alongside Rich Van Zant as we break down the Miami Dolphins opening day victory up in New England. Changing of the guard, I don't know, but obviously the Dolphins have had some struggles and tough times up there in past years, and so to open up the season there with a victory is certainly a big deal. The Miami Dolphins beat the Patriots 17-16 in a very, unusual game. You had the, I guess you'd say, obviously Tua's not a rookie. But this is his first year starting a season, so a season opener, and a lot of controversy as well as expectations around there. And, of course, you have Mac Jones in his first game ever for the New England Patriots as he gets the starting role, and Cam Newton cut from the Patriots, I guess, like a week ago. So that was the basic game going into it, that that's how it was billed, and it kind of lived up to that, I think. And it was, I guess, what you call a defensive battle, and basically comes down to the Dolphins making some big plays when they needed to on offense and putting some points on the board, but ultimately it's the New England Patriots driving down for what could have been a winning touchdown drive, and Xavier Howard coming up with a monumental fumble, strip, and recovery to end that drive and ultimately win the game. So that's it in a nutshell. Tua, efficient, I guess I'd say, 16 for 27, 202 yards with the touchdown, and he did have the one interception, which we'll talk about. And if you want to compare that to Mac Jones, 29 for 39, 281 yards, one touchdown, no picks. Parker, a good game with 4 for 81, and of course the rookie Jalen Waddle, which everybody was waiting to see with high anticipation. He kind of delivered, 4 for 61, and he had the one touchdown, which was huge. And on the ground game, Gaskin was your leading rusher, 9 for 49. If you take it on the other side, Damian Harris did have 100 yards against the Dolphin defense. He was 23 for 100 yards, but of course had that fumble at the end of the game, which turned out to be the game winner for the Miami Dolphins. So that's it in a nutshell. And Rich, this has been a crazy off season. And in a lot of ways, it's highly anticipated. I think it kind of went the way I know I had it visioned a little bit in my head, and I'm not sure how you had it. But, Rich, I know we're going to get into the whole breakdown of everything, but as far as what you anticipated for the Miami Dolphins offense and with Tua, give us your breakdown of how you felt about how that all went.
I thought he played very well. I think the tight ends had to stay at home to block so much that they weren't part of the game plan. I still think the offensive line's a problem,
Well, let me tell you, as you get into that, there was a bit of a shift there that I guess we should point out. Liam Eichenberg, the rookie, from Notre Dame, did start at left tackle. Now, Austin Jackson was obviously supposed to start, but he was on the COVID list, so he didn't start, and Liam was thrown in there
because they flew him up by himself, and they activated him, and then they flew, they flew him up by himself. They activated him off the COVID list, and then they don't play him. Very strange.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it just, kind of game day thing, and went with the rookie who struggled at times, but also played well at times for his first game. I mean, it's a very tough spot to put. No, he didn't play bad at all. There was a couple, penalties and a couple slips here and there, but that's a tough spot for a rookie to jump into left tackle up in New England on your first game. Not such an easy task, and I was, I was happy with what I saw, I guess.
Yeah, I think he did. I think Tua did a lot of good things. The only thing you really kill him on is that pick was ill-advised to throw that ball there.
That's what everybody is killing him on, And my take on that is, listen, I just think he should have thrown it away. It kind of looks like he almost wanted to throw it away and didn't get enough on it. So, I mean, if that's what you're going to break down his bad reviews, which a lot of people are already, Rich, I'm fine with that, because the next time he's in that ball is going to go out of bounds. So I'm not really worried about that.
Are these fans, are they forgetting the quarterback play that we had the last 20 years? Are they forgetting about this?
Well, well, I mean, I guess they're basing it on a few things. They're basing it on the good year Ryan Fitzpatrick had, and then I guess they're also basing it around what a lot of the league and the media is saying. And you know what, I wanted to tell you this, because this really got me. I think that, how Ryan Tannehill, for a large part of his career, I think was much better than the respect that he got, and I always used to defend him week in and week out, how he was the forgotten guy, and it is ironic that he's the only one still basically playing, when Luck and RG3 and all these guys are almost out of the league. I mean, obviously Russell Wilson and Cousins, but, he's still around, but got no respect. Well, I think it's going to be the exact same way with Tua. I heard a debate that was talked about between Mac Jones and Tua in this game, and it was Mac Jones was the best quarterback on the field, and it wasn't even close, and they were just raving and raving about Mac Jones and putting Tua down, and I'm saying to myself, did I watch a different game? Because they won the game, right? Mac Jones.
If Tua would have scored 16 points, they would have hung him out to try, Well, listen, he had almost double the time of possession and did nothing. He didn't get into the end zone.
Well, I think Mac Jones had a good game, so I'm not going there. I think he did play well. I want to get into that.
But he didn't have an all-time opening day game, you know what I mean? Like they make believe like this guy threw 5 touchdowns or something.
No, but
he didn't have anything like that.
No, he was 29 for 39, like I said, 281 yards, and he had a touchdown, and he didn't make any mistakes. So, if you want to,
remember, they stole them the red zone every time. And not for nothing, they didn't get the ball across the goal line. That's part of winning the game.
No, but he did score a touchdown.
Yeah, one. Yeah, they scored 16 points.
Yeah.
And one was a gift. You know that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what I'm basically saying with that, Rich, is that, if you want to break down what I think Mac Jones is going to do, I think he was the best rookie quarterback by far to play a game this opening day. And do I think that this kid is going to be a good quarterback? Yeah, I kind of do. But I think he's going to be a good quarterback as far as Belichick's system. I think he's going to be very close to what Brady was early on. Right. And before he was able to, to become Brady. And you know what? Unfortunately, this guy, he fell right in the lap of Belichick, which we said earlier in the draft show we had this year. And it kind of aggravates me because I think this is going to be a guy, if he stays healthy, that may just inspire Belichick and keep him around for a lot longer. and may be able to build around him because he's going to be a perfect system quarterback for Bill Belichick. And the reason why I say system is because obviously Saban is Belichick's guy. They have the same kind of coaching style and system, and he fits right in there. And he's big, and he's not going to make mistakes, and he's very smart, and he can make throws. And you know what? He's good. And I hate to see them solve the situation as far as losing Brady to that. But I don't know how good he's going to be. I mean, I think the ultimate test comes, will he be able to pull out games? Will he be able to come back? Will he be able to do those things that, you'll need? I don't know about that, but I know that he'll be able to, at the very least, keep them quarterbacks stable now for a long time.
Well, and that's what he did. He stabilized the huge problem they had.
A huge problem.
If anything else, huge problem.
But getting back to what I was saying, Rich, I mean, the way that they talked with Tua against him, take Mac Jones out of the mix. I mean, it's almost like Tua played this horrendous game, and, did I miss something? I mean, he made one mistake that wasn't even a huge mistake. It was very easily correctable, and he won the game. So, And this has been going on now for a bit, so I don't think it's ever going to change. Once you get that kind of stigma in the media and they kind of take this narrative and run with it, it's plainly obvious to me that Tua is not going to be a guy who's going to get respect that he should get.
No, he's not going to get it. No, there's no question about it. There's definitely some kind of bias against him, and I don't truly understand where it's coming from. I mean, the talk of getting, Deshaun Watson all summer long was just getting ridiculous. I mean, the guy's not allowed to play right now. Like, what are you doing? Like, why even entertain that? Even if you got him for free, you can't play him. So what's the point?
Yeah, and we both know that you wouldn't be getting him for free. Not even close to it.
They give up your next decade of draft picks. It's retarded.
In fact, the price tag is going up, which I don't understand how that. But this becomes a lack of respect in the organization, I think, and the fact that they run with this and they took so long to. I wouldn't even say dispel it because they haven't dispelled it because I think that they're still in the mix for this.
That's what drives me crazy about Ross. Remember, he wanted to tank for Tua the 1 year. So he gets what he wants, and now he's trying to throw him in the garbage for a guy that may be in jail for the next 20 years.
Well, he certainly is in that sense, and I think that that's where it starts, and that's a big reason why the respect around is not there for him, because it's not there for him in his own organization by his own owner.
I mean, our respect that our ownership and our presidency and or anything else you want to call it, they give the players like zero respect, and that's why we always have problems when guys go to free agency and everything. That's why they run for the door half the time, because they're told A and then B and C is the truth.
Yeah,
it's a very disloyal organization is the best way to put it.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I think you're on the money with that, and that gets around. Yes, and it gets around.
From the head. Yep.
And the only thing I say to that is I have heard that many times with Belichick, and I think there is something to that. But the thing with Belichick is the success is off the charts. So when you win, it erases everything. But when you lose, those tactics do not work. Like people say all the time, look at the way Belichick treats the media. You can treat the media like that when you're winning Super Bowls every year. I mean, it changes when you're struggling day in and day out. The whole parameter of what you can do is completely based on your success rate. When you're successful, you're allowed to get away with a lot more. And so, like you said, when they take this kind of regime or attitude and they try to utilize it when you're winning, 3 games during the year. I mean, they've had this mentality for a long time. We've often talked like, they act like they're the Patriots or the 1980 49ers. But there's, nothing to show for that. So,
No.
So that's what's going to be interesting to see. I think there's still some of that there, because remember when Fitzpatrick left. You remember how that all went down when he was when he was cut, not cut, but when he lost his starting job. And you remember how we were talking about how Flores handled that so poorly and how the miscommunication was.
His one kid found out at school or something, right?
Yep. That's exactly right, before he did. And so, when you have that in the organization, that's not well. It's not good, and I think Tua has not been treated fairly in that sense. I mean, you can't say he never got his chance, because obviously he started, but it's not without really having to go through hoops to do it. And at this stage of the game, which me and you talked last week, and we said this is a week before your opening day of your young, and I put almost like an asterisk rookie quarterback. Because, he's not a rookie, but he kind of is. I mean, he did play a little last year, but this is his first full season to start. And to do that going in, what kind of mindset does that do to his psyche? I mean, I don't see any benefit.
Why would you do that to him? Like, he's your guy. Doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense, right? I know. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And so, when you look at all the things that this team kind of does, winning is essential. And the reason why I say that is because I think that this could turn real bad if the winning is not there with the way they handle themselves behind the scenes.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
And so that's obviously a concern, and we'll have to see how that all shakes out. But for the time being, right now, we're 1-0, and we're in sole possession of first place in the AFC East. And you say it jokingly, but maybe you want to enjoy it a little bit, because I don't know how long it's going to last, right? So
we'll be the worst case scenario. We'll be tied for first next week. So So we'll see.
Look forward to. Tough game coming on. So we'll see. All right, quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Second and 9 and throwing sideline, and he has the record. Irving Fryar on the catch. Dan Marino has now thrown for more yards than anyone else in the history of the National Football League.
Hey, this is Dan Marino. You're listening to the Pat Catello Show.
You're listening to the Miami Dolphins Legend Show with Pat Catello, sponsored by Don Nottingham Associates Insurance. Don Nottingham formed Don Nottingham Associates Insurance in 1975 while playing for the Miami Dolphins. He recognized the need to prepare for life after football. For all your insurance needs, call 352-307-6736 or visit online at donnottinghamins.com. Now, back to the Miami Dolphins Legend Show with your host, Pat Catello.
And though our health we drank 1,000 times, it's time to ramble on. Ramble on! And now the town is now. Sing my song. I've got to round the world, I've got to find my girl on my way. I've been enslaved 10 years to the day. I got to ramble on. I got to find the queen of all my dreams.
Okay, welcome back, Miami Dolphins Legend Show. I'm your host, Pat Catello, joined alongside Rich Van Zandt as we delve into our 15th season. So, 15 years, Rich. Long time, my friend, long time.
Oh, it's a long time. And boy, we can't outdo us in this 15 years. Boy.
Yeah, it's probably been if you break down
the worst ever in Miami Dolphins football.
15. yeah, it is. There's no doubt when you take the 15s, if you're just going to take them in chronological order. No doubt about it. I want to delve in a little bit because this is obviously it's opening day, but it's also the first game of this new draft class and everything that we've seen go on. First off, Jaelan Phillips. Now, I'm going to start with Phillips before Waddle.
Okay.
Jaelan Phillips. We both kind of have mixed emotions about that pick. I don't think either of us really loved it. I think that there's been. And I think that there's been problems as far as performance that you've seen in the preseason, although we did see him play, more so than we might have thought in this game. But how concerned are you?
I think this got bust written all over it. This is
really?
Deion Jordan 2.0. Yeah.
Now, how about the fact that there's an obvious position change? Did you notice that? I mean, this guy was drafted as a defensive end, right? He's now playing linebacker.
Linebacker?
And he's playing linebacker, as an undersized kind of like I almost look at it like almost like an A.J. Dewey type. Well, of course, I don't mean to disrespect A.J. Dewey in any respect at this point. Yeah. Well, I think there's talent there, but I don't know. I'm concerned because I don't think that he's answered the bell to what they thought throughout training camp. Now, obviously, he's young, and things can change, but, I see him in that role right off the bat now. And
I don't know, look, I'm not the biggest draft guru in the world, but when a guy quits football in college, comes back for 1 year, and plays good, not great, good. That constitutes a first-round pick? I mean, really?
A high first-round pick. A very high first-round pick.
I know. But, why are you always reaching? I don't get it. You had, a bucket of gold with all these picks, right? And why you got to reach? I don't get it.
Well, we had talked about the University of Miami is very strange to the Miami Dolphins. And it's very strange in the fact that they are some of the greatest players to ever come out in the NFL that come from the University of Miami. The Hall of Fame is filled with them. Super Bowls are filled with them. And yet we don't get them. But yet we've gotten more than our fair share of University of Miami players. But the ones that we get just don't really seem to be that upper echelon ones. But they're all taken extremely high.
Who do you think the best one we ever had?
First picks.
Who do you think
What's that?
Who do you think the best one we ever had?
The best University of Miami guy we've ever had?
Yeah, that we drafted.
Well, let's see. The ones that come to mind quickly are Lamar Thomas, Yatil Green, Lamar Miller, let's see, Jay Brophy, University of Miami.
I think the best one's Vernon Carey.
Vernon Carey was a decent ball player, Rich, but if Vernon Carey is the best
but I'm not saying he's a Hall of Famer or nothing. I'm just saying I think that's the best one we ever gotten out of there. I think that's the one that lasted the longest and had the best career.
I mean, I can't imagine that. I come on.
I look it up. I don't think so, dude. I don't think we've had anybody better.
How about in the olden days? I mean, there has to be like.
When Howard Schnellenberg was there?
No,
I don't think we took anybody when he was there. When Schnellenberg was winning the championships, right? Were we taking any of those guys? I don't think so.
Does Frank Gore count?
No, he doesn't count. He beat Valedictorian, though, if that was true.
It's what?
I said he'd beat Valedictorian if we could.
Oh, yeah. Oh, by far.
Yeah.
I mean, how about Bernie Kosar?
No, that don't count.
Off the top, I mean, listen, there has to be some. Vernon Carey was a decent ball player, but, there's got to be. We're probably forgetting somebody really good.
I think you're crazy. I don't think so.
Yeah, and I named a bunch of guys, and out of all the guys that I named,
none of those were better. You named a lot of fuss in there. Yeah. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but and I hope that this is going to change it. But I don't think this one is.
Yeah. Might be right about that. I hope not.
I don't know what Limburger cheese smells like, but I know what Philip smells like Limburger cheese.
Going that far down already? Down already?
Yeah, there's no question.
Oh, jeez. All right. I'm almost sorry I brought it up. All right, so let's move on to Waddle. Waddle, now, there's some obviously some major talent came out in this draft, and it was all in the wide receiver kind of point of view, and of course there was the Pitts taken ahead of him, and then your boy going to Philadelphia in Smith, and now and we take Waddle. So, yeah, he had a touchdown. I know that, right?
Yep, and the Chase had the best one out of anybody. Game-wise.
Chase
had over 100 yards. Yeah.
Yeah, he had. I know he had. Yeah.
He had a 50-yard touchdown reception.
They went to overtime, right?
Yeah, they won in overtime.
Yeah. So that helps. But I mean, I think a lot of these guys are going to be good. So I'm curious just what your first overall impression of Waddle was, because he definitely had a dynamic game. He had.
He missed that one pass.
Had a big drop,
Yeah, he had a big drop. I think he made up for it with that touchdown, and I loved what he did. I loved what he brings to the team, just that speed. Yeah. I mean, I think weren't you shocked that Albert Wilson didn't catch that ball that got batted away at the end? I thought that was quick 6, right? Yeah.
I thought that
that was a perfect throw by Tua. There's nothing else you could do there.
No, but it was deflected though. It was deflected. Like there was a hand on that before it got to him.
I'm talking about the fly pattern one where he was wide open in the end zone and the guy came over and just knocked it away.
He knocked it away, but if you watch that again, he had a hand on it before it touched him.
Oh, did he
so
really?
It looked like he just dropped it, but if you watch it again, it was actually deflected before it touched him. And I think that caused it, but it did look original.
I thought the defender just knocked it. I don't think Wilson ever touched it. I think he just knocked it out of his.
It did look like that, but when I watched it again, I think it was touched before it hit him, and that obviously, But yeah, I mean, he was accurate in that sense, and this wide receiving crew, it's very strange because there's too many, and I think they're kind of waiting to see how it turns out. And Preston Williams is I don't know what the deal is with him. I mean, I think he was close to being cut, and now I think they're waiting to see. But, he's got to get on the field because he can make plays. He can't help his case if he's not playing, and I know they list him as so injured.
He was a last-minute scratch last night.
Now, I had heard he was scratched much earlier than that. So who was he going to play over? Wilson?
I couldn't tell you, but they said his foot. He wasn't ready to go.
Yeah, no, I heard he wasn't ready to go either, but I had heard that earlier than last-minute scratch.
Yeah, I guess Wilson would have been the odd man out, right? I mean, they named the other guy. What's the other receiver that made that catch last year against the Raiders? What's his name? The big dude.
Yeah, Hollis.
They made him a captain. He doesn't even start.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking the same thing. He's a captain, and he can't get on the field.
It was between me and him, and he got the nod. I almost had it. I almost had the team captainship.
You almost had it. You were close.
That was close.
But he beat you up. But the good news is you both had the same amount of minutes this game.
And the same amount of catches.
I think right now there's too many guys, but they're waiting to see how it's going to transpire because there's obviously going to be some injuries.
We obviously get the guy next week back that we got from the Houston. His suspension's up, so he plays next week. And he can be. That's what they do. That's what I was going to say. So when he comes back, right? So then if he comes back, Rich, I mean that's somebody's
got to
go,
spot.
Right?
Well, that's the if you take Wilson, say, I mean that's the spot. So how does Preston get on the field? It's going to be very difficult.
Yeah.
I was thinking that. I mean, you kept 9 tight ends, and they kept only 3 running backs, but you kept so many tight ends, and you have Hollis, who is a tight end,
right?
playing wide
9
receiver.
Tight ends. Just think he gets one catch, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and then, Mac Hollins is a tight end, basically playing wide receiver. So, I don't know where it comes. Like, how do you do it? I mean, I really don't understand. Like, there's too many guys. And
I don't get it.
It's going to be real interesting to see how they're gonna work around that. I mean, it's going to be difficult. But I guess it's better to have more depth right now than not.
So when you're like a team captain, you don't play. How do you have any influence on what goes on?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I mean, it's one thing if you're like it's one thing if you are like a special team standout.
Yeah.
Right? But, when you don't get on the field, you have to lose credibility. I mean, I guess you get it by just
if you know so much, how come you're not playing over me?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's that he works so hard in practice and he busts his tail and all that kind of stuff. But like you said, I mean, if you can't break onto the field, you have to lose some credibility as far as leadership, I would think. I don't know. All right.
It's like Rocky. I dig your locker, man.
Yeah. I think me and you are the only ones who get these jokes.
Well, it's okay to amuse ourselves once in a while.
Yeah, maybe more than once in a while. I think there's people at home right now are going, what is he talking about? Is this a dolphin? It's a dolphin show, right? Oh, jeez. All right, so we talked about Eichenberg, and we thought that he, filled in, admirably for sure. Holland, your favorite safety, Javon Holland. Not sure, defense played well, so I'm not sure, where these guys are going to fit in, But that was a big pick that,
the other guy that got scratched, right? Wasn't our lovely first-round pick from last year, too? The cornerback, didn't he get scratched yesterday, too?
Yeah. Not only did he get scratched, but it seemed like it was just a healthy scratch.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with the guy. Yeah.
I think that, I think you hit it on the head, and I meant to mention Noah Igbinoghene. There's something there. There's something there, because I think that there's problems there, because he was a healthy scratch. And so, I don't know. I don't know where that all kind of measures out, but, I don't think he's kind of living up to the hype that they thought he would, right?
Oh boy.
Yeah. So we did have an injury in this game.
He's
Raquan
okay, though,
Davis.
isn't he?
I got weird reports on it, but it seems like it is. Yeah, it seems like it is. Like they thought it looked much worse.
Yeah,
and then
it was horrible.
Yeah, and then it almost looked like he was okay to return. So yeah, I guess that's going to kind of shake out better. And Shaheen didn't play because he was still on the COVID list. So he'll be back, and that will make 9 tight ends that will suit up. I mean, we talked about, like, who's going to be the odd man out, because now you drafted Hunter Long, and you have all these tight ends, and they're all good. Who's going to be the odd man out? And it turned out none of them. They all made the team.
They all made the team, and they
all
played.
made the team. So it's. I guess it's a matter, like I said, you got this depth. We'll find another way to carry them until something happens, and then it'll work its way out itself. I guess is the mentality that they're using there. Because, like I said, Matt Collins is almost.
I understand the defense. They didn't break, and they played decent yesterday, but the middle of this field still has to scare the hell out of you. And and the rushing. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at time of possession, I mean, they didn't punt more than 3 times.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's the problem that I had. I mean, if it was like somebody that could score touchdowns, we're done,
Well, in our next segment, obviously, we're going to talk about Buffalo coming in. And Buffalo is the kind of team that if you play this kind of way, you're going to be in trouble. Because I think that one thing that we've seen now with Buffalo is they have kind of shown their weakness. And their weakness is you got to punch them in the mouth. If you punch them in the mouth and you're aggressive, they die. They don't come back. They will die.
You know who scares me now? Who scares me on this team? It's Cole Beasley.
Well, I think they have a lot of weapons.
Like 8 receptions in a row. No, but you know what I'm saying? Across the middle like that,
Well, yeah, I mean, I can see that too, because the way the Dolphins play soft. They play soft zones sometimes, like they did in this game.
Yes.
And so, he is the kind of guy that could definitely have a field day in that sense. But they have a lot more weapons than him too. So, if Buffalo comes with their A game,
I can see him going for like 7 receptions in a row on these drives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just keep going to the well. We have no answer.
This is going to be an interesting. It's going to be an interesting test. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. It's going to be a very interesting test because they come in. They come in very strong off of a big loss now. And the Dolphins, come off a big victory here, but everybody wants to see exactly what kind of victory is it, What do we have?
Yeah.
I mean, is it you're going to be able to carry it over to a high-powered offensive team?
If the Patriots would have won 17-16, they would have been on the cover of Sports Illustrated. We win 17-16, and they give us no credit whatsoever. That's what drives me absolutely crazy,
Yeah. That's well said. All right, last break. We'll be right back after this.
When the autumn mist is drawing near, and you hear the whistle sound and the crowd cheer, you'll know it's that special time once again for head-to-head combat and 1st and 10. So follow those that are in the know and listen to Pat and Rich and the Legends Show. All episodes of the Pat Catello Show available now on iTunes.
Hi, this is Larry Zonka, and you're listening to the Pat Catello Show.
You're listening to the Miami Dolphins Legend Show with Pat Catello, sponsored by Don Nottingham Associates Insurance. Don Nottingham formed Don Nottingham Associates Insurance in 1975 while playing for the Miami Dolphins. He recognized the need to prepare for life after football. For all your insurance needs, call 352-307-6736 or visit online at donnottinghamins.com. Now, back to the Miami Dolphins Legend Show with your host, Pat Catello.
Okay, welcome back to the Miami Dolphins Legend Show. I'm your host, Pat Catello, joined alongside Rich Van Zandt. Just a reminder, you can catch us on iTunes. Just go right over to the iTunes store. Search Pat Catello Show. You get us delivered right onto your phone each week. And, of course, you can check back episodes as well. And you can send us any questions or comments to Pat Catello Show at yahoo.com. And, Rich, we've since we started talking about the University of Miami, and somebody had chimed in as far as that goes, and it was it was your guy that went to the Giants, the defensive lineman.
Olivier Vernon.
Olivier Vernon, yeah, but again, when you're talking about
like a sneeze.
Yeah, when Vernon Carey and Olivier Vernon are your top guys to come out of school, when Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Michael Irvin, I come out of that school, Ted Hendricks. I mean, I think that's basic. Sure, yeah, I think that
Reggie White.
I think that makes our case. I don't think Reggie White went there, but I think that makes our case for sure.
No, Reggie didn't go there. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's Jerome Brown.
Yeah, absolutely. And Warren Sapp. I mean, if Olivier Vernon and Vernon Carey are your flag leaders, you're in trouble. It basically makes our case for sure. Okay, so the reason, Rich, why I said earlier, when I went over the draft picks, is because we took Jalen Phillips, and one of the guys that we didn't take was Najee Harris, and he obviously is a guy that you think is going to be really, really strong, and he played against Buffalo week 1, and so that's why I had originally brought that whole thing up.
What bothered me about that too is sometimes with the draft you have to play a little defense too. I mean, we could definitely be vying for Pittsburgh for that last playoff spot. And why allow them to fix a problem? I just think it was so asinine that that you don't fix a need 2 years in a row. You're going to take in the best running back in the draft, had to pick at a litter with an extra first-round draft pick, and you don't address the situation. And now this time, you allow them to get better. Last year, you allowed Kansas City to get better, and this year, you allowed Pittsburgh to get better. So I just think it's very stupid.
Well, I'm going to be watching Najee Harris. I mean, I know who he is, obviously, and I watched him a little bit at Alabama. Obviously he's a talented back. Now, it's not a running back league like that anymore. So I'm very curious to see if he is going to have the impact like you think he's going to have on Pittsburgh. And of course,
Pittsburgh likes to play.
Yeah. And he was starting there. I mean, I watched that game. Enough to to see what they want to do with him, and we'll see. We'll see how this all kind of shakes out. Now they took him at the end of the first.
Yeah, sure.
So it's basically Jalen Phillips we took because instead of him.
Yeah, he was our he would have been, if we would have taken Najee, would have been like 5 picks before that, I think.
Yeah. And now,
and I think Jalen Phillips would have been around late second. How about that one?
Yeah. No, I don't necessarily disagree with you on this. I really don't. Larnell Coleman, we drafted, and he's on IR. He got hurt, so that's the rookie offensive lineman. He's out for the year. He put him on IR early. And then that Dokes from Cincinnati was the running back we took on the last pick, but he didn't make the team.
And he got cut, yeah. I don't even think they brought him back for the practice squad.
Yeah, I was looking at him. I'm not sure he's on the practice squad either. So,
Remember, that was a coup when they drafted him in the 7th round. Remember that?
Yeah,
they
that's why I
like
bring
they
it
found
up.
Walter Payton. Yeah, they acted like they found Walter Payton in the 7th round. He didn't make the team.
I was going to say there's Jared Payton, but leave it alone.
Jared Payton had a better career, obviously.
Yeah, he did. Buffalo coming in now will really say a lot about where this team is at, because Buffalo is the team that's supposedly going to win this division. Hands down, and the disrespect around the league as far as anybody else, besides the once in a while New England Patriots, people still giving that respect, but the Dolphins don't come into the mix with this. And so this will be very interesting to see how they handle this coming in here. And Josh Allen off an unbelievable season and a big loss. So but the one thing the Dolphins have, Rich, is they have defense. They do play defense, but they're a top 5 defense in the NFL, I believe. But they do bend. They bend a lot.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I have to say is, and I know you're not a huge fan, but your one knock on Darrelle Revis was that he does not get interceptions. He doesn't get turnovers. And I don't know that I've seen a cornerback that's better than Xavier Howard at getting turnovers. This guy is a machine. I mean, he single-handedly he won the game.
I was busting his chops during the game last night to you, but they didn't throw the ball anywhere near him. I mean, he was like he was like in no man's land,
But that strip fumble won the game. They won the game. I mean, it just really did. Like, there's no way around that. The guy delivers.
Yeah.
The guy delivers at times. I mean, I think I said he's had one interception or fumble recovery in 8 of the last 9 games he's played. That's unheard of.
That's huge. No, it is.
I mean,
it is.
so
very much so.
So that's the one thing that I have to say that this guy, he definitely delivers when it comes to the turnovers, and we'll see. We'll see how it transpires, because obviously he's the star and it comes with a lot of baggage. But that's just the one thing that I wanted to say there. Now looking ahead as well tonight, we always talk about the Monday Night Football game. So before we close, the Ravens are at the Raiders, and that's that new stadium. And they're a home dog. Yeah, and they're a home dog. It's going to be real interesting to see because for the first time, I actually heard Gruden on the hot seat talk. And I thought that he was so entrenched there that he had almost ownership.
You know, if you look at his record, both stints with the Raiders, and you take his name away from it, you'd be like, this guy should be on the street. I mean, it's really pathetic, like his record.
Both stints?
Yeah, both stints together. Like just like look at them individually and look at them by them together. It's pretty bad.
How good was his first stint? I mean, I know that they lost in that cup game. They were about to go to Super Bowl.
Yeah, I know, but it was still mediocre. You know what I mean? Overall, you know, wins and losses. Yeah, it's not great.
Well, you know, I hear this a lot of times, and, you know, honestly, I think there's a lot to it. I don't think Tony Dungy gets enough credit for the Tampa team because it was on the verge of a Super Bowl. He just couldn't get over that offensive hump. And Gruden playing his old team was such an advantage in that Super Bowl.
Well, Brian didn't do anything differently. I mean, you know, and then the Raiders had their center go AWOL to Tijuana, which didn't help.
Yeah.
You know?
No, absolutely.
People underestimate that. They don't even know where the guy is. I mean, it was really a messed up thing. You know?
Yeah. So, you know, when you factor those...
Look at Gruden's, like, you know, performances, you know, in both since the Raiders. I mean, the hype is definitely more than reality with this guy.
And I think that the end part of Tampa went downhill fast too.
Well, he didn't last a lot longer, right? I mean, he got fired.
No, and I think it was really bad.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't even play. Like it was really bad. There might have been a 5-win.
He's supposed to be a quarterback guru. You guys never developed a quarterback.
Yeah. So it's going to be.
You can sit in that strip mall all you want, watch VHS tapes, but you haven't developed anybody. You know?
Yeah. I mean, it really, if you look at, you know, it's Rich Gannon, it's Brad Johnson. Yeah. I mean,
That was Derek Carr. You know, it's a joke.
When you look at
getting back to the Raiders real quick, did you see that house that Mark Davis is building for himself?
No, is it insane?
It looks like a mini stadium version. It's insane. I've never seen anything like this in my life. Yeah, it's crazy.
Really?
Crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's got like aspects of the stadium built into this mansion. It looks like a giant office complex. It's insane.
What do you mean? It's like right by the stadium?
Well, in Henderson, which is like 30 minutes away. Yeah.
So what do you mean it accesses to the stadium? Are you just joking? You mean?
No. It looks like it's got like aspects of the stadium built into this mansion. It's like the way it's all black like that and silver. It's got this huge giant pool. It's like the whole size of the house in the backyard. You gotta look at it to believe it. I've never seen nothing like it. Yeah, he ain't going nowhere.
No. So now, I thought Gruden had like some kind of ownership.
He does.
So how would that work?
He does. I guess you keep it. You know, I guess that's for your life. You know.
Yeah, but I'm saying. I mean, I guess if you left, but I'm saying like so. But as far as firing and stuff, he would still be like any other coach.
Yeah, they can fire him, do whatever the fuck they want, but they can't. You know, he still owns the team. You know? Starting off the season with a bang.
Welcome to week 1, everybody.
Yeah, but they can't take that away from him. That was part of his contract. You know?
My goodness. Yeah. Yeah, no, I was curious on that too. So
I think it's like it's a very small percentage. I don't think it's, you know, it's not like it's 10% or anything. You know what I mean? It's probably like, you know, 2 or something. You know, which still translates to $1 gazillion with the you know, the value of these teams nowadays. You know?
Yeah. Well, all right. So what are you expecting here? You expecting the Dolphins to play the same type of game that they played against New England?
I think, you know, if they play tight, you know, I think they could. You know, I don't think this Bills team's anything special. You know, they got this team in the Super Bowl. I don't see it. You know, this Bills Mafia. What happened to them yesterday? This Bills Mafia.
Right.
The people didn't drink out of the bowling ball enough and jump on a table.
The potato chip from the first Super Bowl. The potato chip bag from Tampa.
Remember that? It's got to be empty by now, that thing, right? That thing's got to be empty.
You would think the gallbladder stone. Oh, my goodness.
You got a plague going around. People are still drinking out of that bowling ball. Come on, you know, cherry shots out of that thing.
I know, right? I know. You're absolutely right. That has to be done, right? You can't be doing that now.
I want to see if they should film it. They should film it and show it to Fauci. See what he thinks about that.
Raspberry schnapps out of the bowling ball. And you know what I think? I think if they play 110% and we score more points than them, we'll win.
There's a possibility.
And on that note, well, that's our show, everybody. We'll see you next week.
We'll
try to get it better than we had.
See you later.
Took a look down a westbound road, right away I made my choice. Headed out to my big two-wheeler, I was tired of my own voice. Took a beat on the northern plains and just rolled that power on. "12 hours out of Mackinac City, stopped in a bar to have a brew. Met a girl and we had a few drinks and I told her what I decided to do. She looked out the window a long, long moment, then she looked into my eyes. She didn't have to say a thing.